Before money, before writing, before farming, before cities, humans were already trading. Not food, not tools, jewelry. And the trail they left behind is rewriting what we thought we knew about the ancient mind. Archaeologists found tiny sea snail shells, called Nassarius shells, with holes deliberately punched through them, strung like beads. Found not on the coast, but over 60 miles inland. Dated to over 100,000 years ago, these snails only live in the ocean, so how did their shells end up deep in the desert? There's only one answer. Someone carried them. Or, more likely, someone traded them. It wasn't just shells. Red and yellow pigment, called ochre, shows up at ancient sites like Blombos Cave in South Africa, sourced from rock beds dozens of miles away. This wasn't for survival. Ochre didn't feed anyone. It was symbolic, used in rituals, body art, maybe status, and people were willing to move it across serious distances to get it. Here's the twist. These people probably weren't traveling 60 miles themselves. Small hunter-gatherer bands rarely did. Instead, scientists think this was down-the-line exchange. An object passed from group to group like a game of telephone. Nobody in the chain knew where it started. Nobody knew where it would end up. That means 100,000 years ago, separate human groups already had networks of contact, trust, and exchange stretching across the landscape. Long before villages, long before writing, long before anything we'd recognize as civilization. Wanting to wear a shell for beauty, not to eat it, not to use it as a tool, that requires abstract thought, symbolism, identity. And trading it with a neighboring group requires something even bigger, a shared expectation, a kind of trust. I give you this, and somehow, eventually, it comes back around. That's not just economics. That's the root of human society itself. Now, to be clear, this wasn't trade the way we think of it today. No currency, no haggling, no merchants. It was something looser, older, and in some ways more remarkable. A web of human connection built without any of the institutions we think trade requires. So the next time you tap your card to buy a coffee, remember, somewhere, 100,000 years ago, someone handed a shell to a stranger, and humanity hasn't stopped trading since. If this blew your mind, hit subscribe. I'm digging up more stories like this every week.